about your boy Motorman Dan, and today we're taking a look at Hidden Dock. Is it AFKable? How far do you think you can get? We're going to go to wave 250, but I just wanted to show you real quick wave 60. We can start wave 60 here. We'll take you the, we're using the sandbox mod. Of course, I have 2 empty spots. You can use a weapon and you can run like maybe, well, Egan would be a little tough. You wouldn't be able to build back here if you used Egan to go AFK, but you could do, you do anything you set your mind to, I guess is my point. So, yeah, you can use those other 2 spots for anything. You'll see what we've ran if you want to switch out. You really got to use single case for this. Maybe you switch out the butterflies or switch out the saw blade launcher or something else. Of course, they become a little bit obsolete later on, but I think they're both pretty good for combos. So we'll run both. Of course, our score is going to be dwarfed due to the sandbox mod. It reduces score as it should. You'll see how good our 60 is so far. The only thing that's the farthest the big guys have ever gotten is to about right here, right here-ish, and then for whatever reason they run backwards. Like book it backwards and then flip back over on these. I don't know why. But anyways, so let's take a look at this real quick. We've got from the rift, we've got our flip, right? A couple of flips going over the barricades just in case, you know, maybe a knoll or something might hit this and flip over. And those flips going out to the water. Basically every surface that has water opening, we have flips, and then this is going to be kind of our general non-water area. Our enclosed area is going to have a third spitter with gravity pillars on the sides there. So this is where they're all going to enter from this side. The other side's blocked off. I don't know why I chose this side, but I did. So there you go. And I just wanted to show you guys wave 60. Wave 60 is a milestone wave. Enemies will get maximum crowd control reduction. So we're going to pick it back up at about wave 150 to show you their speed, because they max out speed around 150. So but yeah, so right now it's pretty standard stuff, just kind of snaking it in and out. I'll show you the really important parts here in a moment. Getting snaking in and out. We got this spot. I thought about maybe actually opening this for the small guys, but I don't think it's necessary. With the amount of spike walls that we have and the amount of gravity pillars and stuff, I think we're okay not siphoning the small guys through this section here. And then we've got more snaking. Basically, we have a couple of other flip traps or floor traps down here for the knolls specifically, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we're gonna keep going up and up. We got money bags and a knoll here. 2 knolls, that's fine. We'll just sleep for a second. You guys can like watch this little corner here kind of take care of itself. And you'll see on the left hand side how many things are getting through or lack thereof, you know, not getting through. Money bags is probably going to make it though. I mean, we got to the point where he's probably just going to make it no matter what. But we don't have a money bag trap next to the rift, which we could, yeah, we could build a money bag trap. We've got 3 spots of cade, so we could close off one side, you know, make it 1 wide, the other side 2 wide, and see which side money bags goes down, and then switch it and make a money bag trap down there. So if that's something you need to do, we can do that. As a matter of fact, we can try and do that here at the end of this wave. Or if not, I'll have it by wave 120. The beginning portion is pretty interesting. The outside has all the big guys, and it forces them to come up through this side. And this is from the right to the left, okay? Right to left, they all have to go up over here to these stairs to meet with the other side. And then they all run down this pathway together. All of the small guys can siphon out a couple of different places. They can actually hug the wall on both edges. They can hug the wall. Right over there and over here. Some of them do, some of them don't. But the ones that don't can still siphon through later on. They can come down here and cut this corner, pushing inwards a little bit quicker. And they can do the same on the other side. So this allows, this little split right here allows the small guys to get through if they want and start walking over this whole thing. So, you know, allowing the small guys early access to this whole thing. Now I tried to do that here, only do like 2 barricades because these pillars are in the way or whatever. But for whatever reason, big guys are still able to fit through that. So I kind of wanted another split here, but that's okay. We weren't able to make that happen. But the small guys, I don't think many of them will go up there anyways. I mean, we've got splits for both of them, through the regular lanes. But then the big guys run through here. Little gauntlet of damage. And then this is the 4 flips into butterfly, into 4 flips into spike wall, to knock them back. Can I put a butterfly here? Okay. So there's that. They run into here. And like I said, for whatever reason, they get to about this point, and then they just like run all the way back and start flipping back over. I'll have to keep an eye on that a little bit more, but that was pretty bizarre. This flip I have going that direction, and normally you'd say, well, that's not good, but stairs are one of the highest damage source things in the game, so I don't mind flipping a big guy down the stairs and let him roll and then pick himself back up and walk up here and then have him take damage again. You get to a point where you're not really doing damage, but there's a possibility that you kill it with damage instead of a flip, so there's always that. Then we've got 4 more flips. I'm never concerned about anything reaching the rift because those pillars are in the way. So even a small guy up here probably wouldn't be detrimental to our rift. The bird is over here trying to like keyboard now, and I'm trying to record wave 60, wave 61 thing. All right, so then we keep going. Got these flips going that way, of course, towards the water. Any of the small guys getting picked up will hopefully get knocked backwards. If not, then they'll get flipped forwards into the water. Over here, we've got a little bit of a setup. Flipping guys back over to the other side so they can walk back through the gauntlet. And then this is kind of where everything comes together. This is where small guys and the big guys are all going to come together. But the small guys are going to get there miles before the big guys will, and that's kind of the part of the process here, to make sure that we can get all the small guys out of the way for the big guys to then come in a little bit later, and hopefully get knocked off later on as well. And money bags, of course, is part of that, and that's why we have plenty of gravity pillars everywhere, because money bags, you guys know from the last one we did, we talked about money bag tailgating and all that. Let's try and get our money trap set up here, and I'll get back to you guys whenever I get. All right, and we are back with Mr. Moneybags. We got the trap set up. I saw him on 65. He ran to the left when I had the right like this, so I switched the barricades around. Now we'll see if this works. He should get stuck on us. Now he may not because of the railing there. Yeah, he does. Okay. So if you're needing to, you can set up this money bag trap pretty early on. I know you see a couple enemies stuck on the top right. We're going to die so that way they move. I've had that happen quite a bit here, but I am using a bit of a speed hack to get through these waves so that way I can make this video and get to 250 without taking 4 or 5 days. And I think that's maybe causing them to get stuck from time to time. But okay, I will see you guys back on wave 150. All right, we are back at wave 151. Come on, dude, every time I start, you poop on me. Yeah, I don't know how we lost life 17. We lost 19 and 18, I think, from 2, or I don't know how we lost 18 to go to 17, but for the other 2, I think it was 2 earthlings from up there where those mountain trolls and stuff are, got flung down here, and I had a tar in this square, and they ended up running straight through this, and they moved so fast they actually cut this corner and avoided this gravity pillar. So I think that's what happened for those 2. I did see them, but it was on fast speed, so I didn't see what exactly happened there, but I did see them run through this section. I changed this to be nothing but flip traps in case enemies landed there. I don't know how we lost 18 to 17. I didn't see it. But I imagine we're okay. We got rid of the flip traps at the top of the stairs here, just in case that could have been part of it. Flipping the earth elemental earthlings over the staircase into here. We just want to make sure that doesn't happen, and I guess that spike wall could do something, but it doesn't fling them nearly as far as a flip trap would. That being said, we should be okay from here on out to just let it run. It's been running. I just have to, at the end of every wave, I have to die to make sure nothing is lingering behind those gates, but that's okay. It doesn't seem to happen very much whenever I'm not doing, or when I have the speed hack turned off. It took a while here for whatever reason. There was an orc that got stuck like at this barrel, so we had to remove this barricade to maybe allow the pathing to be there. The thing, I don't know. Might have to do this to kill that guy. Okay, there we go. He despawned. That orc never despawned, so we just had to wait forever for it to die with saw blade launcher. Yeah, other than that, we didn't really change anything else that I can think of. So yeah, everything else is the same. We just made those few modifications, and we're able to beat all the waves here. We'll kind of watch 151 and see it. Okay, yeah, we'll see 151 here end as it does. Okay, and with that, we are on the final stretch. I will see you guys at wave 250. That should be our final wave that we need to test to see if this is actually AFKable. So far, I'd say yes. We have lost a few lives, but I think we've fixed the problem as to why. Now, before I do that, I will say we did get rid of this money bag trap here. If you want money bag traps, I would suggest maybe doing it up here with these barricades, having the big guys go all the way around, and just having a cut here somewhere for money bags to get through, and you can stand there. Even this one you could put out, push out towards that one by half a square, and just stand at the bottom here, and he may come down to you. I'm not sure, but that's a possibility if you want to get rid of this. The only reason we did is because we want to stand. We don't want to sleep. That way we can die after every wave. If you were to do this legitimately without a speed hack, you wouldn't need to, because the enemies appear to, without a speed hack, actually walk through the gate as they're supposed to. But we need to keep dying over and over again at the end of every wave, so we got rid of these so that way we could do that, and more grenadiers wouldn't be a problem or anything like that. Also, because enemies are getting flipped over where that troll just got flipped, if they're the right weight category, they may end up down here instead of in the ocean, I think. But yeah, everything else should be fine. That thing that flew, that was I think that was an orc archer, and they fly the farthest. I mean, they're not the only one, but that weight category of enemy does fly the farthest, and they only landed at the rocks there, so I think we're gonna be okay. If I'm correct. But yeah, anyways, I will see you guys at wave 250. Alrighty, guys, we are back at 249, and as you can see, we're at 4 lives. Yeah, Earthlords are a little bit of an issue. They're one of the harder enemies to flip over, even though they're the same weight category as an ogre. Something about them, armored trolls and mountain troll, or armored ogres and mountain trolls, cause them to not fly as far with the flip trap. So here's like the place where we can kill them in between these two. I don't know, what are they called, battlements or whatever. But yeah, I think this is AFKable, but I think you have to kind of set it up a little differently. And we'll go replay this in the sandbox after wave 250 just to check it out, what you can do with it. But essentially, you would filter in this section, so you'd have small enemies and big enemies on this side, and then you would filter it on the next section, and then so big enemies will go to the left and small enemies can keep going onto the right forever and forever and go in, whereas the big enemies would then have to weave in and out, maybe. Either that or run them along the outside and flip them outwards, or even on the inside. Run them along the inside, flip them inwards, and you'd have more space, more flip traps against the wall, because there's, this barricade here that could be a flip, and there's the barricade down there that could be a flip, and if they're running in a straight line, it might be easier for that to happen. And you can just hope that whatever you have in your back corner room is a good enough catch-all. So we'll see 249, 250 play out, so that way you can you can see, you know, if we accidentally lose on 249, if we end up losing on 249, then that's gonna be, that'll be the end of that portion of it, and then we'll take a look at what we could have done. I was also a little curious. I don't know too much about the pathing in this one, but I was thinking that it might be possible to like just build a straight row of arcades here, and then some of the enemies will run down and just keep running around all the way back up. But I don't know. That'll be something to mess around with, to test around with. So, as you can see, there's a guy stuck up there in the top left, so we'll just die for him to come into the kill box. You can run around real quick as well if you skip to the end of the video. See what we got going on here. For whatever reason, money bags get stuck sometimes. Also, for whatever reason, and this could just be that I was playing the game at like an insane speed to get to this point. This barricade got destroyed for some reason. I think there was a heavy orc and a orc archer stuck together on the ground. They wouldn't stand up or anything. And I'm thinking maybe they blocked the path of someone, and so then this cade was destroyed, or they got stuck into the wall. I've seen that happen, and they destroy cades when they do that. And there you have it. I think we lose off of this. Yeah, we just don't have enough flip power to knock over the Earth Lord. Okay, so there's 259 or 249. Sorry, we got we beat 248. We got to 249. Is it AFKable? I think, you know, I think it is with the right setup. I think it is. It's really hard to say though. But I would have to go with a probably yes. But we'd have to look at doing some stuff here. Okay, so let's go back into Hidden Dock, and we want to take a look at just a barricade setup possibility that we could use. And this would be for this side. So the other side I would probably keep the same. And then for this side, what I would do is, yeah, something like this and this, right? So small guys would be able to get through this section. Big guys would be able to get through this. But then you would want big guys to go over to the other side. So then you would have like this. So I guess you could do that in here. Like this and this. So you'd have big guys, small guys, but you'd want to filter or have big guys go over to the left at some point. So then you may have something like this. Or then you would have, I guess, let's see here. So, yeah, something like this. You could do that and that, for example. You could do that and that. And so what this would do is it would allow the small guys to run in on this right side and keep going. And then you'd have your triple flip. You'd have your tar before it on all sides. You'd have your triple flip to flip anything that's big over. And then you would, you know, you do the same over here where you'd have, I guess, your double flip there and your flip there. If you could. This might take out light ogres and regular trolls, and then this would hopefully take out the other enemies there. And then you can just run this one backwards. And then you would have, let's see here. You'd have to have this there. Have that, like so. And then since this is only going to be light guys, you can flip them backwards. Because only light guys should enter that square. And you can have tar, something like this maybe. And this might have been the answer to making sure that the big guys are taken care of, like the Earth Lords and stuff, while maybe the small guys are able to get through. But I don't seem to remember small guys really getting through too much, except for maybe when they were flipped into that area. So So maybe there's a better solution for the big guys. I'm not sure. I guess I never did any ceiling traps here, though. You know, ice dart spitters could have helped us a lot in this area. But, yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, so it would look like that, for example. And then we'd have that there. Yeah, tar. And, of course, we'd have arcade. And then split it. Do a single. Like so. Yeah. Yeah. So I think this might be an alternative solution to what we were running. That could be pretty beneficial on this side. I think. Again, it's hard to say. And you could even try and do a split here if you really wanted. Do like this. You know, you'd have your arcades there, maybe even arcades there. And this would require maybe working with some checkpoints. You know. I guess one of those has to be open on this side then.
I can't do that.
And tar in front. Maybe. Although ideally you'd want another one going in, so you would have to have... I don't know if minions can get through this side.
I cannot.
Yeah, they can't. Okay. So then I wonder if you could just... No, because then it'll block it off. Well, anyways, so those are some ideas on what to do for this map as far as the barricading is concerned. For this area down here, I took the barricades out because of A, flying enemies into this area, which I actually don't think there were any. But B, because I was standing there and I didn't want no grenadiers destroying the cades. But I think this would have been a better choice, this right here, to make sure that things flipped over. But again, I mean, I think there's just too much distance for an Earth Lord to flip over in this area. And the fact that you're a little bit far away from the edge, you know, they can get stuck on the edge a lot. So you just got to be careful with that. I think this setup might have been the solution that we needed, as well as dart spitters on the ceiling to freeze them in place for a smidget of a second, allowing the traps to actually trigger and hit them. Other than that, though, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope this has been helpful for you. And I will see you on the flip side. All right.